Welcome to Real Human Voices.
Reading really old books. Hello.
Hello. I think you're right. I think we really should do an intro, kind of like
Intro.
You're grown up.
Yeah.
And do I'm Ink. I like reading really old books. This is Bear. He does too.
So I say, hey Blue.
Hi.
I was thinking you say I am Ink Reads. I am Hair Bear. We are human voices, and we read really old books.
Well, read it, say it all together. Blue, we're just working this out. I think you might be a good person to ask what you think. So it'd be like, I am Ink Reads.
And I am Hair Bear.
And we have
human voices. No.
Reading.
Together's too twee. It's just too twee.
Is. That's too cringe. Hello.
Hi, Melanie.
Hi, how are you doing? So both of you, hi. So yes, we're working out an opening because we were gonna change the background springtime, but I was a bit lazy and I've not done it yet.
You missed 2 seconds.
We were just being silly and we were kind of working out an opening. So yes. So we were going to in like what's the word? Not transpose. We were going to each do a line each. So it's like, I am Ink Reads, la la.
And I am Hair Bear. Yes.
And we are real human voices.
We read really old books.
Yes, and plays.
Yes. That counts.
Sorry. I should mute myself when that happens. So yeah, my voice is still being a bit grumpy. I had to finish off a project whereby my old microphone had let me down. So the first time ever I actually had a book returned. They were like, oh, there's a bit too many plosives and pops and things. I'm like, what? And there was background noise. And I was like, what? And I had checked the whole thing through. But there was just, I think they've got new AI checking on it. So yeah, that was like,
just doesn't cut it.
No, I had a sad face. Oh, yes. Well, I put my hand up as well because I doubted myself and I knew that it was going to be, it's always the last Saturday in March. And I think I got a bit ahead of myself because last Saturday in March is next weekend. My bad. Oh, I love that. I love how you kind of all get on together. It makes me so happy. It really does. It's so lovely to see. We've got a great play for you to see. Northman, yay! Everybody's here. Woo! And we've managed 2 lives in a row.
I know, right? Been a while since we did that.
Yeah, it was a bit sketchy yesterday. I nearly didn't make it yesterday. I had the whole burning eyes thing yesterday, but we did it, and we're doing it today as well. Now, I've got to say, we had a little conversation beforehand. This play is good fun for Scottish accents, but I already have a bias against the male character, David, in it. Don't like him. Don't like his attitude.
He's just saying he can't get his way because he's old and he's lost all ability to do anything but complain until he gets what he wants.
Vocally, with gangs up on the lady. But we'll put it to all of yous to no, it isn't a bit early for hay fever because
not over her way.
No, it's tree pollen here right now.
Yep.
So, and don't forget you've got tree pollen, grass pollen, flower pollen, crop pollen. So yes, it's next weekend. I got it wrong yesterday because I doubted myself. Because I thought yesterday was the last weekend in March, and then I looked at the date and I was like, oh no. That's next weekend.
That's the interesting thing about the climate where Ink is, even though she's so much like, I mean, she's like, you're like the 54th parallel, which is, that's like the 50th parallel is halfway through Canada. And even though she's that far north and she's in that proximity with with all of like Scandinavia, which is known for being cold, it's so much warmer there because of the way the ocean affects the climate. It's fascinating. What's the name of that website that you're?
Oh, Medeo Blue. Medeo Blue.
Yeah, and you look at that and just the way it all swirls around the UK, it's really unique.
It is incredible. I'm an absolute weather hound. I'm fascinated by clouds. I'm even a member of the Cloud Appreciation Society in the UK. No joke. I've been a member of that for longer than I care to mention. Now,
Such an English concept. It's such an English concept, and the phrase itself is just so English. The Cloud Appreciation Society.
Well, I appreciate the clouds. Damn it! Right, let me see if I can do some. Okay. Now, the thing I really like about Medeo Blue, and I'm actually going to share the screen because I'm a nerd and I don't care because I like the weather. So I'm going to share the screen if you do not mind. I think it'll let me. What am I going to hear? Okay. So here you go. And you can see there's London around here, if you can see my mouse doing the whizzies. And then you can go out and you can see all of this here. You can see the weather drop and you see all the gusts going. Now, the thing is that we've got here, right, in the UK. So I'm up here near Scotland somewhere, right? So you see I'm down the bottom of Norway, okay? So that's quite close by. And then you got over here, you got your Canadian mans, like kind of some of the Canadian mans over here, right? So I'm a bit further north than the Canadian mans, okay? Now, you can see this is meteorology 101. But the problem we've got, right? So you got all the Scandinavians, you got the beast from the east that comes over from Russia. That's like, rah, I'm going to come over this side. Or you've got the Canadian, Alaskan sort of weather, they get rah. And then up here, we got the North Pole. And that's messing about right now. You can see it's right Reykjavik by Iceland and all that sort of thing. It's ours, but it's not ours actually. It's our neighbour, so leave us alone. So you see, it's not actually that. That's sorry. This is Iceland, not Greenland. But Greenland's not as big as you think it is. But I digress. So, okay, you see here you've got all the Scandinavians, and then you got the Russians. So you've set me off now. So I'm sorry. But I'll just make this point and then I'll shush. So you've got the Great White North over here. Well, we're the Great Grey North, okay? So we get all the rain because, as you can see, you've got all these swirly whirlies. And what they do is you've got the Gulf Streams that are going across here. And what they do is they bring all the cold, or they go across the top here and they bring all the cold. However, the problem we've got is down here, the hot ones, because they decide to go, I'm going to get sneaking under there. Or they go, I'm going to sneak in from the med. And what they do is they create this like circular motion around here. And it's unique to the UK. And what it does is it creates, and thank you to Medeo Blue, I'm not sponsored by them at all in any way, shape or form. I just love them. Weather is life. Anyway, I digress. What it does is, like, we had a big whiteout a few years back. And because it was circling the whole of the country, it created this vortex whereby there was no hot air coming in. So Britain froze for a good few weeks. Same as in when it gets to be the summer, which is now getting ridiculous. The heat, we can't get any cold in. But the worst thing about the UK is the humidity. Now, it's not wet humidity like the southern states of America. It's actually a cloying, crushing, mind-numbing humidity.
It gets like that here.
We get about 4 weeks out of the year, and we get summer for about 2 weeks out of the year, but it burns your retinas. It's great. Sorry. But yes, that's Medeo Blue, and I'm sorry, but I am a weather nerd. I'm very shut up.
Well, I find it. Well, the thing I find interesting about it is how it affects, how intrinsic it is to the history of the UK and how many times it's been invaded, because all the countries around have such a hard time because of the climate, where it's always so much more mild in the UK, and it's been invaded over and over and over just for agriculture, just because of the way the climate is. I think it's fascinating.
Exactly. And it's like it has its place. It's like the North Sea, for example, has immense gas supplies, although they are going to run out obviously eventually at some point soon. We've got oil rigs out there, we've got wind farms out there, because it's absolutely perfect for fossil fuels. But also it's perfect for ecological, for like, natural power. The only hot place I've ever lived was Gibraltar. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Gibraltar is a beautiful, dry Mediterranean heat, and that's lovely over there. But with the UK, to be honest, I've lived in Oman, which is South Kuwait, east of Saudi Arabia, and also, as you've probably heard about it, near the Strait of Hormuz. I lived in Sib, which is northern Oman, north of Muscat. And the dry heat there, it's like 54 degrees in the morning, sort of thing. And it's literally, yeah, it is actually colder in the north than it is in the south because of that whole vortex that I was showing you, because we get all the stuff from Russia and Alaska and the northern polar regions, whereas down the south they get it all from the Mediterranean. But yeah, it is grim up north, but it's better up there because we're awesome. Anyway, I have just realised just how much I'm waffling on about the weather. Could I be any more British right now? But from all the countries I've lived in, and I've lived all over the world, army kid, it's inevitable. I've got to say the weather, I mean, I loved the monsoons in Hong Kong, for example. They were incredible. But in the UK, the humidity is, you can be absolutely stripped off naked, sitting in a bath of ice, and you're still boiling to the core of your being. It's magma at that particular point. There's no way you're going to get rid of it.
That's one thing my grandmother used to say, which I thought was funny because she's one of the few old people I ever knew that didn't like the heat. And she said she liked winter better because you can always bundle up, but you can only take so many clothes off.
Exactly, before it gets a bit wrong. The umbrella question. 4, and one of them's at Bears.
Yes, she's got at least one here. I told her I had her spare brolly. She goes, I was wondering where that was.
Yes, the North Sea, absolutely, because the North Sea carries the weather. It carries the weather off the off the east from Russia and Siberia, and also from the Nordic countries as well. But then again, the North Sea, as I said, it is kind of it's got a specific type of weather system. I was talking to Mike the other day about it, and I was absolutely screaming with laughter because it was like it's got its own particular winds, and there's only one particular wind that comes across from Carlisle, and I can't remember the name of that wind, but there's actually one that's actually on the sea as well, and it's like it's a humorless wind. It's like it's an offended wind. It's not having a very good day wind or something like that. I can't remember what it's called.
Not having a good day wind.
Sand from some desert. Yes, you know, you in the south.
Yep.
Was it a couple of years back, and I actually got sand on my car bonnet, and that had been carried over from North Africa. That was a bit rude. I was like, "What the bloody hell is this here?" It wasn't pollen; it was actually sand, and it was a rarity of like once in 100 years. See, now we're all getting into talking about the weather. See, it's not just me, Bear. It's not just me. But
if you need any evidence that we're just a bunch of old people sitting around chatting.
But yeah, this, as I said, if you check it out, it's Meteo Blue. It's METEO, Mother Echo Tango Echo Oscar, and then blue is in the color. And we could put the link in the description. Yes, that's it. The wind in the Lake District is Cumbria. That was it, not Carlisle. Oh my goodness, I have to look, and it's a very specific wind, and it's only that place, and it's the only place in the UK that has a wind named after it. I'm not going to look at that email, right? That Bingate has gone to a whole new level of drama right now. So anyway, right, only unnamed wind in England is dun, da, 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 da. Come on, Google. The Helm wind is the only named wind in England, a powerful, cold, northeasterly wind, by yeckers, it is that bloody cold, that rushes down the southwest slope of the Crossfell Range in Cumbria. It occurs when winds blow perpendicular to the Pennines, often forming a unique, stationary, and menacing cloud formation known as the Helm Bar. Yes, gusts exceeding 60 and 70. And if you're in Skeggy, you get your car door blown off. Trust me. Right, let's have a look. Does it happen very often down there? What was she called? Sarah Hall. She came to Newcastle to do a talk. Oh, wow! That sounds really fascinating. You're going to have to put a link in there for us. Oh, Northman, if you get a chance, in Durham Cathedral, they are going to be doing a recitation of anime music, orchestral recitation of anime music.
Wow.
It looks amazing. And I was like, oh, I wish I could go to that. I don't think I'll be able to because it's like £40 a ticket. In Durham Cathedral, yeah. Exactly. And I think California as well. The weather you've had over there.
California doesn't have weather. Well, no, California has weather. California doesn't have seasons.
California's had a bit of rotten weather recently in the last couple of years. Fires. Yeah.
Well, that's where it stops. Let's see.
What's Bath is in the place or Bath is in a bath? Because if you go to Bath, you have to say Bath because it's very posh in Bath.
It's Bath.
In Bath. Yes, Northman. Seriously, check it out. It's Durham Cathedral and it's orchestral anime.
There's a Bath in New Hampshire, actually.
Yeah?
I think. Oh, yeah. We have a Bath. Only it's got a covered bridge.
Stop showing off. Yes, it is Hayao Miyazaki's Dreams by Mystery Ensemble. Friday, 1st of May, 2026, 7:30 p.m. at Durham Cathedral. I saw it advertised today. I was like, ooh. So it's, gonna do Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Legend of Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke.
Oh, wow.
That's one that you like. Castle in the Sky, Valley of the Wind, Spirited Away, and so basically, sorry, I'll share that one again as well because I'm just being daft. We will get on to doing something here. There you go. You're Geordie by proxy, D. There you go. That's why you're awesome. You're another person that's awesome for it. We're gonna stop that one, and we're gonna see if we can find. Sorry, my cat is on my shoulder and snoring. Please excuse. Okay.
Ink and I were watching the Aardman Studios. What is it? What is that called? I keep forgetting the name. Where it's just a bunch of people. They just have a bunch of people from England talking, and they voice
Creature
over
Comforts.
Creature Comforts. And there was the one guy. He said he's talking about is a guy with a Geordie accent, and he's talking about his son that has diabetes. So I said to him, I said I take his diabetes and he can have my Geordie accent. He said he'd rather have the diabetes.
That was a good one. Here you go, Northman, in case you wanted. So it's Hayao Miyazaki's Dreams by Mystery Ensemble. And that's just, if you go to the Durham Cathedral website, it's on there. Here we go. I'll just take that off. Sorry, I'm another nerd out. Right, we will get to a point of reading something at some point. So please excuse. Thank you all for being lovely. Blue, yes, you've probably had the worst of the weather effects recently with the fires, and I hope you weren't affected by that because that was a bit horrible. Yes, but all props to everyone from there. Right, I love that everybody's talking. That makes me happy. I like to see that. I really do. Mr. Bill, what do you think?
I think so.
I would have a drink, but I can't have a drink because I have cat. Hey, every family history is weird, and that's why we like them. So, you're more than welcome to spill it anytime. Right then. Joe, I've got the bonk. Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
It's a bit bigger for Blue, so Blue, you should be able to see that a bit better.
There.
Yes, I know something, Blue. If I can get there and film it, I will. But I'm not sure if I can on the 1st of May. That's a bit of a difficult day to do. But they might put it on YouTube maybe. But of course, if they do, I'll put the link in the post section of my channel because I won't be able to play the music, but I'll be able to link to it. So
I was going to say there's likely to be a stream of it somewhere.
Exactly, like the stream of BTS yesterday. Whee! So, yes.
Title?
Hold on a minute. The title, which title? Title of which one? The concert title? Or the title of this one?
The title was why I picked it, because I thought it sounded funny.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go. I don't normally watch Amazon Prime at all, ever, until I saw the last one laughing. What did we see that on? Was it there was clips
Prime,
of it.
I think you were watching it on Prime.
Yeah, we were watching it on Prime, but we saw it previously. There was clips of it somewhere.
Oh, I couldn't.
And it was Bob Mortimer on it, and we were like, "Bah, that's so funny." I think it must have been bimbling about on YouTube and seeing it clips of it on there. But yes, it's oh yeah, the philosopher of butter begins.
Hi.
I think the guy, I don't know who Harold Chapin is, but I'm sure he's not Scottish, because the terminology, the vernacular in here is literal, deep, like more Aberdeen Scottish than anything I would imagine.
Yeah.
And it's heavy Scottish. But yes, I'll have to find out who this person was. Right. But so I'm going to let Bear say the title so I don't go, nah.
The philosopher of butter begins. Yes. But there was, where is it? Anyhow, so the setup for it was that was basically so David's the father. He's the old man. Lizzie is his daughter, and John is Lizzie's husband, and Alexander is their boy, and Lizzie is in an argument with David. So let me start off there.
Is she ever?
So David says, "Oh, but Lizzie,
it's no use, Feather. I'm not going to get into the weighing. You've been telling your stories to him night after night for dear knows how long, and he's getting to expect them."
Why should he not expect them?
It does to do for Wayne's to count on things so. He's laying up a sad disappointment for himself, you know, these days.
He's getting a sad disappointment, the new. Oh, come on, Lizzie. I'm nae getting today just yet. You can break him off gradually when I begin to look like to.
I was talking to you, Dane, Feather.
You were speaking of disappointment he was laying up for himself, and he's got the count on me.
I wasn't thinking of you, Dane, Feather. Only, it's not good for a Ben.
Where's the harm in you giving a bit of a story before he gets to his bed?
I'm no saying there is any harm in this youngst, Feather, but it's no right to go on night after night with near break.
Which way is no right when there's no harm in it?
Narrator's note, by the way, Rabsy Nesbitt. That's my inspiration on this one.
Who's it?
Brits in here, Rabsy Nesbitt. The Brits in here will know his wife is my inspiration for this one. Just saying. Right. I'm not saying there's any harm in this that you see, Feather, but it's not right to go night after night with near break.
Which way is there no right if there's no harm in it?
It's getting into the weighing.
Which way should you not get into him if there's no harm in it?
Because it gets him into the habit.
But why should he not get into the habit if there's no harm in it? John,
no, we don't.
John.
No, we don't show another screen you can't see. This what you see is what you get.
There's this Terry Wogan. I don't know who Terry Wogan is.
Oh my god, yes, he is.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look up who Terry Wogan is.
No, you're not. We used to have a program on BBC One called Wogan. I mean, Father used to really like it because, well, and he used to be on radio all the time as well. And he had this kind of like, he was Irish, but he had this really gentle voice that he really put on all the time. Still game, nice, but no blue. Literally, it's kind of like we share with you guys what we see. So this is what we have. What? Right, where are we at? I can't even think.
I'm reading it right off the. I'm reading it right off the screen that we're showing.
Yes, but I've got mine open separately. It's getting into the ween, but wish you know, getting to if there's no harm in it.
Yeah, so keep it. Yeah,
because it gets into the habit. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, John. Yeah, John at the table chuckles as he gives him a look, but he meets it not.
Really, Feather, you might be away in yourself. You're that persistent.
No, Lizzie, I'm no persistent. I'm reasoning with you. You said there was no harm in me telling him a bit of a story, and now you say I'm not because you get me into the habit. And what I'm asking you is, where's the harm in you getting a bit of a habit if there's no harm in it?
Oh, aye. You can be gay clever, twisting the words in me mouth. But right is right and wrong's wrong for all your cleverness.
I'm not being clever, Lizzie. No, no, the now. I'm just trying to make you see that if you admit there's no harm in a thing, you cannot say there's only harm in it. I'm wanting to tell you, Alexander, a bit of a story before he gangs to bed.
Oh, come on. John, you'd gain to anybody if they were just persistent enough.
You nailed that. You nailed that sound. It's
God. Grandparents. Oh, where are your grandparents from? Scottish? From Northland? Sorry. Ugh. I can't find he's an old man, John, and you're a youngin, and Alexander's going to be another, and I'm a lone woman among the lot of you, but I'm no gain to you. After all, Lizzie, there's no harm. Oh, now you've started, haven't you? Harem, you're talking about harem, and I'm talking about right and wrong. You'd see your son grow up a drunken keely and maybe a thief and a murderer, just so long as you can say there was no harm in it.
But I couldn't say there was no harm in that, Lizzie, and I wouldn't. Only when there's no harm.
I'm lost.
Oh, Lizzie. Oh,
yeah, there you go. Are you in your bed yet, Alexander?
David, standing on the hearth,
Hey, watcher.
shaking his head more in sorrow than in anger. She's not reasonable, you ken, John. She doesn't argue fair. I'm not complaining of her mither, but it's a wee thing hard that the only 12 women I've known to be really chatty and argumentative shouldn't have been just like that. And me that fond of women's society.
They're all like it.
I wouldn't have go so far as to say that, John. You see, I've only kent they twat to study carefully. And it's no fair to judge the whole sex by just the twat examples. And but it's gay hard. And I was wanting to tell wee Alexander a special fine story of the night. Wheel.
Narrator's note, Bez regret is heavy on this one.
Yeah, it takes some doing. I thought it might be a challenge with the way the vernacular is, but it's a slog. And I know the ink can sail through it, but I'm like, okay.
You chose it. I'm just like rubbing it in right now. I'm just like,
yeah. You're like, if I'm gonna be miserable, so are you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's essentially the story is going as this. The old man wants to read the grandbaby a story. I think the lady is his daughter, and yes. John is her husband. Basically, John and the old man are kind of like both agreeing with each other. The woman's like glaring on. The baby's yowling his head off. The woman's getting stressed as out, and the old man's making it worse because he wants to read the baby a story.
John's doing his best to stay the fuck out of me. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, Bear, you do keep submitting to Wogan. Yeah, you do, to be honest. But I think it's just he's got, because Bear's voice is actually very similar. So I can hear his, like, Bear's, the Scottish is awesome, but it's very difficult when you're reading directly from a script like this, which is telling you how to speak Scottish instead of actually just doing the Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Yes. People always say they're Irish in America, I believe. But there is actually essentially, we've had this conversation as well, is that America has its own brand of Irish Americans or American Irish, I think is a thing all of its own and should be celebrated. Absolutely, it should be celebrated. I think it's American Irish is its own thing and Irish is its own thing now. Definitely. Irish, yeah. Oh, don't start imagining the Eurovision Song Contest. Honestly, the outfits these days makes you want to blush. Right.
Or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof. And that's just the men. Right. I've lost myself again.
Yeah, where are we? Maybe in the morning.
Maybe
Yeah, this is Johnson. Yeah, John said maybe the morning. If it's no,
Oh, there
if
we
it's
go.
no, yeah, if it's not right tonight, then it'll be no right the morning night.
You can't say that, Father. It wasn't wrong last night.
Maybe it was, unless I had not found it out.
Ah, no, Father. Dinna get sarcastic.
I can't help it. I'm black. I'm black affronted. That I didn't see that. Like, what is that? I'm black affronted.
I'm very affronted. I'm offended.
Ah. I was wanting to tell Alexander a special fine story of the night. And now here's Lizzie with her right, and right is wrong. Ugh, there's no reason in the woman.
We has to get into them, no.
Aye, that's why. There's a pause. The old man picks up his paper again and settles his glasses on his nose. John rises, and with a spill from the mantelpiece, lights the gas there, which he then bends to throw the light in the old man's advantage. Thank you, John. Do you hear him?
Who?
We Alexander.
No.
Greeting his heart out.
Oh, he's no greeting. Lizzie's with him.
I can find Lizzie's with him, but he's greeting for her. He was wanting to hear a story of the Kelpies up the cross hill with a tram. Ugh.
It's getting dark, Ollie. We shouldn't be having tea by the gas.
Aye. There never was a female philosopher, you ken, John.
Was there no?
No. And then there will be.
That was very French. No.
No. And then there will be. No. See, no. That sounds more your way. No.
No.
Did I? No.
Shut up.
But did I? Akers?
Did I? Akers like?
Did I? Akers like? Oh, wow, you.
Right. Anyway, and there never will be.
And there never will be. There's an awful lot of philosophy about women, John.
Oh, aye.
Oh, aye. That they're unreasonable and you cannot reason with them doing. and that they're weak and you cannot make them get into you. Of course, you'll say you cannot reason doing a stain or make a clod of earth get into you.
So as we're going along, we will translate because obviously it is very Scottish. So far now is the philosophy has now come into play, and David's basically saying that women are unreasonable. You can't reason them down, and although they're the weaker sex, they can still wipe the floor with you. Of course, they'll say that you can't reason with a stone or make a clod of earth give in to you. So it's essentially like you can do everything you can, but they won't bend, they won't break, they won't give in to you.
Same as arguing with a rock, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's where we're at so far. So basically, the grandfather wants to read his little grandson a book. The mother doesn't want him to because he's getting used to it and he's expecting it all the time. And if the grandfather goes, then she's not going to be able to settle the baby. John the husband's like trying to stay out of it, and he's like, he's very quiet. And David's on a bit of a rant now because he's philosophizing about how hard done by he is because he can't read his grandson a book. There are a lot of Scots words in Northeast dialect. I get bear with them all the time. But also, Dee keeps saying about, Northman, you said about the Boston accent. Bear's Boston accent is chef's kiss. Brilliant. And the Mass one as well. The Mass whole one is absolutely outstanding as well. I know
it's pretty close to Boston and Massachusetts, because but the Boston accent is definitely one all its own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Northman, have you ever heard the devil came up to Boston? That's Adam. I can't remember.
Adam Sandler.
No, not Adam Sandler. No, it's a whole band, but it's excellent. It's in the tune of "Devil Came Down to Georgia." And Devil came up to Boston. He was looking for some balls to break. He just got in from Quincy where he'd rained out a lobster bake. It's freaking hilarious.
Anyway. That sounds awesome. We'll have to get you to perform it sometime. Right, Willa.
Aye, and you'd be right. Well, then I tell you, a stain will nae answer you back, and a clod of earth will nae try to withstand ye. So how can you argue on down?
You canna.
Right, you canna. But a woman will answer you back, and she'll stand again you. And yet you can't argue her down, but you have the strength and reason on your side. And she's trying nothing but blether about right and right, wrong's wrong, and sending poor Ben off to bed in the end room with and leaving your old father alone by the fire, and neither of you ken. Philosophy.
Lottie.
Lizzie immediately comes into sight outside the door with a shh.
Your fella's greeting. Oh, I'm no heeding. I'm not paying any attention to him. There's another baby in there crying too, and I'm not listening to him either. And he's crying twice as loud as the old one. So, oh, I'm no heeding. There's a now ween in there greeting too, and I'm not heeding him neither. And he's greeting twice as loud as the old one. You're heartless, woman. No, I'm no heartless, John. But there's too much heart in this family, and someone's got to use their heat. Use their head. Bonk.
Use their heed.
Use their heat, indeed.
David cranes around the side of his chair to catch what they're saying. He stops, and she stops and comes to him kindly, but with a womanly firmness.
I'm vexed. You should be disappointed, further. But you see, don't you?
A singularly piercing wail from Alexander goes up. Lizzie rushes to silence him.
Mercy, the neighbours will think we're murdering him.
Murdering?
Murder. There's murder with the girder on the borders. Sorry.
David,
I am brew.
David nodding for a space as he revolves the woman's attitude. You hear that, John?
What?
She's next I should be disappointed. The woman thinks she's right. Women always think they're right. Maybe it's that they think. Maybe it's that makes them obstinate. She's fair to the neighbour. She's fair to the neighbours, though.
A woman of fear. All women are fear of the neighbours. All women are afraid of the neighbours.
Poor wee man. I told you he was greeting, John. He's disappointed, fine. Do you ken what I'm thinking, John?
What?
I'm thinking he's too young to get his own way, and I'm too old. It's a fine thought.
Aye.
Aye. I get that answer, everyone. I get that answer every once in a while too. I say something and it doesn't really deserve much of a comment, and that's what I get from him. Aye.
Aye. All right.
Aye. I never.
Not that bad.
No. I get that sometimes. So.
Yes, sorry, narrators know. I read the Trainspotting books by Irvin Welsh before the film came out.
That's exactly what Ink said earlier. I said, oh, this is a bit tough going. And she said, oh, try reading Trainspotting.
Aye, exactly. And it's like, the thing is, if you read Irvin Welsh, one of my favorite authors, his books are phenomenal. They're absolutely fantastic. They were my pulp fiction back in the 90s. Very much so. Oh, I remember those days. Anyway, back to the play. If you're not enjoying it, you can say so. This one's a bit hard going, but we'll get through it. We can get Ben to read the Three Musketeers instead if you like. Let's do a vote.
I was going to say we can drop it if you want to drop it. So let's do a vote. We want to continue on, or we want to drop it off.
Yeah. So if you want to continue, type yay, and if you want to do Three Musketeers, type 3. Yes, there was. They were fantastic books. And as I said, if you ever get a chance to read them, Irvin Welsh's books are fantastic. They're just brilliant. The whole series is just, they're so dark, but absolutely freaking hilarious. We've got one for Three Musketeers. Yes, both good, but there's actually quite a few more before Pornography by Irvin Welsh. They're just, which isn't actually about said subject. Yay! Oh, it's even Stevens. Oh, 2 for the Three Musketeers. Oh, 3 for the Three Musketeers.
All right, I guess I'm dropping this one then.
Yeah. 3.
Hey, I did say.
We did, but we still, at least we're going to give it a try. We're still going to give it a try. Skag Boys. that's very Edinburgh. that's the Leith. That's the Leith side, isn't it? Let me just have a quick double check. Sorry about this. Bear's going to just prepare himself while he does the Three Musketeers for us. Irvin. See, my memory of these books I've read freaking decades ago, Jeepers Creepers. If you think about it, 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Irvin Welsh books. Okay. There was, so basically there's actually 4 Trainspotting novels, which is awesome. But there was Filth as well. That's another one. The Marabou Stalk Nightmares was fantastic, as was The Ass's House, Glue. Blade Artist was good. Crime, absolutely brilliant. Was it 2008? The Long Knives, another good one. A Decent Raid, another one. But Irvin Reheated Cabbage, oh, that was classic. Bedroom Secrets of the Master Chefs. If you liked school, you'll love work. But yeah, if you get a chance, Irvin Welsh, brilliant author. Yeah, that was the Cockney Detective one. It was very disturbing, very dark, very dark. That one was Filth. That was, and I thought it was absolutely outstanding. It was really, really good. But as I said, it was that was the period when I was like reading Irvin Welsh and Will Self. Yes, yeah, that's exactly the one. That's Filth. Yeah, it was. It's kind of like the thing is, I think back in, as I said, in the 90s, there was a lot of really good authors, like really who are just emerging at that particular point, like there normally is in every era, as it were. But I think because of the success of Trainspotting, I think you definitely had this dark fiction genre really coming out, because you had Bret Easton Ellis with, help me out here, the businessman, the very successful businessman who's on top of the penthouse of the skyscraper. I know the author, but I can't remember the title. Crikey, what did Bret Easton Ellis write, Bear?
Huh?
American Psycho. There you go.
Oh,
but yeah, about that era, I was just saying, Bear, we had Bret Easton Ellis, we had Irving Welsh, and we had Will Self. All 3 of them absolutely outstanding authors, but very dark. Very dark. Thank you, Northman. Much appreciated. But yeah, they were really good back in those days. So, are you prepared for the Three Musketeers?
Right. Right. So we are on chapter 3. If you recall, D'Artagnan was speaking to who is it? Monsieur de Treville, captain of the guard, and saw out the window the man who had robbed him, and rushed out the window to confront him. So we are on chapter 3, D'Artagnan and the Musketeers. D'Artagnan, raging, passed through the antechamber with 3 bounds and reached the staircase, which he was about to descend by 4 steps at a time, when suddenly he fell against a musketeer who was leaving by a private door. "Excuse me," said D'Artagnan, "but I am in a hurry." But he had hardly descended the first step when he was seized by a hand of iron. "You are in a hurry," exclaimed the guardsman, "and under this pretext you dash against me." He was pale as a sheet. "Upon my word," D'Artagnan said, for it was Athos, after the attentions of the surgeon, who was now returning to his apartments. "I did not run into you on purpose. I said, 'Excuse me,' which appears to me to be enough. I am in a hurry, a prodigious hurry. Loose me, I beseech you, and permit me to go about my business." "Sir," said Athos, releasing him, "you are by no means polite. It is evident that you have come from a distance." D'Artagnan had descended 4 steps, but at this remark he stopped short. "Sir," he said, "from whatever distance I come, I assure you that you are not the individual from whom I wish to receive a lesson in good manners. Would that I were not in such a hurry, and that I were not running after someone." "You may find me later without running," Athos replied. "Do you understand?" D'Artagnan stood up bravely. And where? He said. Near this calms the shore. At what hour? About 12 o'clock. Very well, I will be there, said D'Artagnan. And he commenced running as if Satan were after him, hoping still to catch the unknown whom he had seen from the captain's window. But at the corner of the street, Porthos was talking with a soldier, and between these two there was just room for a man to pass. D'Artagnan fancied that there was room enough for him, and he shot forward to rush like an arrow between the two. In passing, he plunged into the enormous cloak of Porthos, billowing in the wind, which completely engulfed him. He found himself rolled up in the velvet, completely blinded. He tried to get out, through its folds, but he found his nose jammed against the magnificent belt, of the musketeer, which proved to be only leather behind. "Odds bodkins!" exclaimed Porthos, trying to free himself. "You are mad to throw yourself upon people in this manner." "Excuse me, but I was in a hurry," said D'Artagnan, appearing from beneath the shoulder of the giant. "I am running after someone." "Do you shut your eyes when you run?" Porthos asked. "You will get yourself curried if you thus rub against the musketeers." "Curried, sir?" said D'Artagnan. "Your expression is rash." It is such as becomes a man who faces his enemies." "Ah," said D'Artagnan, "I know well that you would not turn your back upon yours." And delighted with his joke about his belt, he marched off, laughing. I don't know how that was a joke, but I suppose maybe it is in French. Anyhow. Foaming with anger, Porthos was about to follow him when D'Artagnan cried out, By and by, when you are quit of your cloak." "Very well. At 1 o'clock," answered D'Artagnan as he turned the corner. Okay. But nowhere could he see the stranger. Slowly as he had been walking, he had disappeared. I'm having a rough time of it tonight. I don't know if you noticed.
Just a smidge. You all right to carry on?
Yeah, I'm all right. D'Artagnan inquired after him of everyone he met, and he even went down to the ferry, but no one in the least like the robber could be seen. It was scarcely 11 o'clock in the morning, and the day had brought to the youth the loss of Monsieur de Tréville's favor, and he had become entangled in a brace of duels with two of those very men whose position he so longed for. Each of them was capable of slaying 3 D'Artagnans. The state of his affairs was desperate. "What a harebrained fellow I am! What a booby! What a booby!" he thought. "I shall not need to worry about Porthos, but I will surely be killed by Athos." As D'Artagnan walked on, thinking thus, he suddenly perceived Aramis. It is Aramis, yes?
Mm-hmm.
We perceived Aramis talking with 3 gentlemen of the king's guard. He also saw that Aramis had dropped his handkerchief and had put his foot upon it. D'Artagnan stooped down, drew the handkerchief out from under the musketeer's foot, and presented it to Aramis with his most graceful manner, saying, "I believe, sirs, this is your handkerchief that you would be sorry to lose." The handkerchief was, in fact, richly embroidered. Aramis blushed deeply, snatched it from the hands of D'Artagnan. "Ha ha!" laughed one of the guards. "Some gracious lady has considered to lend you her handkerchief." Aramis threw a glance at D'Artagnan to make him understand that he had gained a mortal enemy, and he drew from his pocket his own handkerchief, a very handsome one of fine embroidery, in a day when cambric was dear. But it was without embroidery, adorned only with a simple initial of the owner. "You mistake, comrades," he said. Soon afterward, the conversation ceased, and the friends separated, the guardsman going his own way, and Aramis the other. "Now this is my opportunity to make peace with this brave man," D'Artagnan thought. "I hope, sir, that you will excuse me," he said, addressing Aramis. "Why did you perpetrate such a rustic gesture to give me that handkerchief?" Aramis demanded. "No one walks on pocket handkerchiefs without a reason for doing so. Zounds, sir,
palace is not paved with cambric. Why did you let it drop from your pocket? I declare that this handkerchief did not come from my pocket. Well then, you have twice lied, for I myself saw it fall from your pocket.
They were now opposite the Hotel de Aguillon. Sure, Aguillon? Aguillon? Full of the cardinal's creatures. It occurred to the infuriated Aramis that perhaps his eminence had sent the youth to trap him into some intrigue, and so secure his head.
I must teach you better manners, young Gascon, he said.
Draw, please, instantly, responded D'Artagnan bravely.
Not here, replied Aramis. I prefer to kill you in a retired and secret spot. At 2 o'clock I shall have the honor of meeting you at Monsieur de Trouville's, where I will conduct you to a convenient place for our duel.
The two young men then bowed to each other and parted, D'Artagnan saying to himself,
I cannot escape, but if I am killed, then it will be by a musketeer.
He flew rather than walked to the spot he was to meet Athos. The Convent des Comtes de Champs, a building without windows and surrounded by dry meadows. It was a lonely spot and much frequented by combatants who had no time to lose. As he came in sight of the small open place in front of the convent, the clock struck the hour of noon, and Athos had been about 5 minutes on the ground. Although he still suffered from his wound, he had taken care to be most punctual. He had seated himself on a large stone, where he awaited his adversary with the air of calmness and dignity which never forsook him.
I expect 2 friends, he said.
What's that?
Who said? Jesus. I expect 2 friends, he said to D'Artagnan, who are to act as my seconds, but they have not yet arrived. It is not their custom to be late. I have no second, sir, D'Artagnan said. I have only arrived in Paris yesterday, and know no one but Monsieur de Trouville. If I kill you, Athos said half to himself, I shall require a reputation of a child murderer. Not quite so, sir, replied D'Artagnan, for you do me the honor to draw your sword against me while suffering with a grievous wound. Would you permit me? He hesitated timidly. To do what, sir? I have a salve which my mother gave me, the virtues of which I have tried upon myself.
And what of it? Continued Athos.
Why, sir, I am certain that in 3 days this salve will cure you, and at the end of that time it would be a great honor for me to meet you. My faith, exclaimed Athos, that this is an offer that savors of the perfect gentleman. Not that I would think of accepting it. These lazy fellows, why do they not come?
As he spoke, the gigantic form of Porthos was seen coming toward him. Behind him was Aramis. As they approached, shook hands with Athos, and then looked at D'Artagnan in astonishment.
It is with this gentleman as I am about to fight, Athos said, pointing to D'Artagnan.
And I am also going to fight him, said Porthos.
And I also, it is with him that I am going to fight, said Aramis.
D'Artagnan alone was not perturbed by the unexpected meeting.
Now that you have all arrived, gentlemen, he said, I wish to make my apologies, because it is improbable that I shall be able to pay my debt to all 3. And now, en garde.
And with the most gallant and reckless courage, he drew his sword. His blood was fairly roused, and at that moment he would have drawn his sword as recklessly against all the musketeers in the kingdom as these 3. But the two rapiers had scarcely met when a company of the cardinal's soldiers appeared at the corner of the convent.
Hallo, musketeers! What, fighting here? Called the captain. It is against the edict. Put up your swords and follow me.
Sir, said Aramis,
it is dependent on ourselves. We should accept your polite invitation with such pleasure, but unfortunately, it is impossible. Move on, therefore. It is the wisest thing you can do.
This mockery exasperated the captain.
If you disobey, we will charge you, he said.
There are 5, said Athos in a low voice,
and we are only 3.
He hesitated a moment. This moment was enough for D'Artagnan.
It was one of those moments which decide the whole of a man's future life. It was a choice between the king and the cardinal. To fight was to disobey the law, to risk his head, and to make an enemy of a minister as powerful as the king himself. But he did not hesitate a second. "Gentlemen," D'Artagnan said, "you must allow me to correct one thing you have said. You affirmed that you are but three, but it appears to me that there are four of us." "But you are not one of us," Porthos said. "True," replied D'Artagnan. "I have not the uniform, but I have the heart and soul of a musketeer. I feel it, sir, and it impels me, as it were, by force." "You are a brave lad," said Athos, pressing the young man's hand. "We were about to have the honor of charging you," said Aramis, to the leader of the cardinal's guards. The 9 combatants rushed upon each other with fury. As for D'Artagnan, he found himself contending with the captain himself. The Gascon fought with the fury of an enraged tiger, turning round his adversary, and every moment charging his guard in position. The man was a skilled swordsman, and found it difficult to defend himself from this youth, his heart fearless and eager. At last the struggle was brought to an end by the captain's own temper. Furious at being thus held at bay by a mere boy, he became less cautious. Eager to kill D'Artagnan, he made a tremendous lunge, but the youth parried the thrust. The man had lost ground, and as he was recovering his position, D'Artagnan gilded like a serpent under his sword, passed his own blade through his body, and the captain fell heavily. D'Artagnan now cast a rapid glance over the field of battle. Aramis had already killed one of his adversaries, and the other pressed him sharply. But he was in good trim and could defend himself. Porthos and his opponent, both wounded, fought all the more fiercely. Athos, wounded afresh and very pale, still did not yield an inch. He merely changed his hands and fought with his left. He would have died sooner than call for assistance, but D'Artagnan, seeing his need for support, with a single bound, fell upon his adversary. "Turn, Sir Guardsman, or you die," he cried, at the same time depriving him of his sword. There was only one out of the 5 left at last, himself a Gascon by birth and a brave man. Leaping suddenly backward, he broke his blade over his knee in order that he might not have to give it up, and then crossing his knees, whistled a cardinalist air. I have no idea what that means. Bravery is always respected, even in an enemy. The musketeers saluted him with their swords, and then returned them to the scabbards. D'Artagnan did the same, and then they assisted the 3 wounded men to the porch of the convent. The other was dead. Then they rang the bell, and carrying away 4 of the 5 swords, they set off, intoxicated with joy, toward the hotel of M. de Treville. They proceeded arm in arm, occupying the whole width of the street, and as they accosted every other musketeer that they met, the march soon became a triumphal procession. D'Artagnan's heart was in delirium of exultation as he marched between Athos and Porthos. "If I am not yet a musketeer," he said, "I am at least received as an apprentice. Is that not so?" That's chapter 3.
Yay! My goodness gracious. That's
Making
so
heavy
good.
weather of it there for a bit.
Well, it's that time of year. I think there's a little bit of allergies going on or something. So,
Yeah.
But all is good, all is gravy, and all is fantastic. So, my lovely beans, I think it's that time because I'm shattered.
Yes.
And I'm so grateful for you all being here. And
Thank you, everyone,
next
for
week,
coming.
Next week we'll see if we can do some different comedies, or maybe even, I think what might be good as well is if we do another, like we did The Importance of Being in Earnest. That was really good fun as well.
Yeah.
So we can do like Three Musketeers and a play like Importance of Being in Earnest, like something like that we can serialize. That would be good fun to do. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. We'll think about it. We'll see how we get on with it. But as ever, thank you everybody for being here. We appreciate you very, very much. And
have a wonderful evening.
Yes. Have a wonderful evening and good night from me.
Night all.
Night.